right. Day 12, folks. Day 12. Is it 12? Yes, March 12th, day 12. If you're here with me yesterday, you saw me do this atrocity of figure sketches. That is unacceptable. Oh, let me start the timer. 20 minutes every day to improve our sketching skills, our storytelling skills. I have plans. I have big plans for what's in the future. But I'm being held up by this. Mixed squats. That's what my daughter says. She apparently is my best critic. My daughter, 7-year-old, says, "Where's her legs?" I was like, "She's trying to run." I was like, "Well, apparently she's trying to fall over because her legs aren't long enough." I did this. Clearly, the upper torso and head are, they're supposed to be the same length. They're not. The legs are short for some reason. So that's it. We're going back to the beginning. I was not ready for chapter 2. Chapter 2 of character development was too soon. What I need is a chapter 1.5. Or maybe we rename chapter 2. Chapter 2 is no longer character development. Character development gets pushed to chapter 3. Chapter 2 has become back to basics because what you thought you knew wasn't quite good enough. So I've done a little bit of research. I've got my sketch practices I'm going to do here. Got my chunky pencil from Four Eyes Furniture. I don't know if you know them. I love watching their videos. They're another YouTuber. So I got the pencil from them. Ordered that. Great YouTuber. Great content. Go check them out if you haven't. It's just fun to watch. I'm going to do not the brush today because I was watching a video about loosening up, getting your wrist ready and loose, working on parallel lines, perpendicular lines, your hash technique. So I don't want the brush because the brush is finesse for line weights. I want, I think it's just a pen. I think it's just called a pen. It does not say on this itself, but it says PN. I think that's supposed to stand for pen. Because if you look at the tip, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a round pen. So first exercise is circles. So we're to fill up the page with circles. So buckle up, folks. Get your pens and paper. Get your markers out. I probably won't be using the markers. Feel free to use the markers if you want. Draw whatever you want to draw. I am going back to basics. I am starting with circles and lines, and I'm going to mess with it. I'm going to work with it. We're going to see how it goes. And it's just this. Over and over and over and over. The whole page. Fluid. I don't know that they're supposed to look a certain way. I don't think they're supposed to be perfect circles. Although I would imagine as you do it, you get better at it. And your circles just look so round. You ever seen those videos where somebody draws a circle and it's like perfect? Most of them I've seen, they use a joint, like the wrist. And so it's like this massive circle. I'm like, well, how is that even useful? Like there was one guy that did the wrist and I was like, well, that's a little more impressive. Because if you use your shoulder, a 6 foot tall person has like a 2.5, 3 foot long arm. You don't need that kind of diameter on a circle. What are you going to use that circle for? It's like chalkboard size. Like you could write a paragraph inside that circle. This is going to take forever. There was one though. One video I saw where the guy made this circle. I don't even remember what his name was. I should have saved it because it was a great video. Put it in the comments, you know, kind of thing, or in the description. But it was like, I don't know, silver dollar size circle, and it was like perfection. I was like, wow, how many times have you drawn a circle to where that's what comes out? My circles are squished. Let's see if I can. So why am I doing this? Well, apart from being disappointed, my stick figure and person character sketching, which is fine. I want to make that clear. Like, I'm not beating myself up. I'm recognizing, self-analyzing that I need to go back to the start and relearn some basics. And that's how you improve, right? Like, you have to go back to the beginning. You have to start over. You know, if you fall down, you get back up. You dust yourself off, you get back in the game. You fall off the horse, you get back on the horse again. You fall off your bike, you get back on the bike again. You're up to bat at baseball, you get creamed in the shoulder or the helmet. Are you done playing baseball? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. If you love this sport and what you're doing, then you keep doing it. And you figure out ways, you talk to people, you look up videos, you do research to figure out how you can be better. So that's what we're doing. I've looked up some videos about sketching and different practices and different things you can be doing to improve. One of the first things they said was loosen up with circles. I am going to try and make these rounder. They all look like a ball that has flattened itself on the table. That's not what we want. We want a circle, not a splot or splat. There we go. Yes. Yeah. I understand this is not quite as riveting, but maybe you need to start over too. Maybe you need to go back to the beginning, work on some basics. If that is the case, utilize this time to do it. Also, how satisfying is that pen on paper noise? Holy cow. Okay. Page of circles. How about that? Circles. Done. Flip the page over. There's a little bit of crampy in there. Okay. Gotta loosen up. Relax. We're sketching. We're not building something. We're not striking a hammer on something. I don't know. Whatever analogy you want to use. Next, lines in parallel. This is a shoulder exercise. This is where you draw a straight line down the whole page. Get your whole shoulder involved, and you're trying to make the line parallel and smooth, top to bottom, even spacing between the other lines. The guy even said that I was watching you can push too. Pull, push. Pushing is so hard. I don't think I've ever pushed on a pen. Wow. Eventually they'll be nice and straight, tidy. Ding. Notification. I remember to turn those off. Oh my gosh, line over line. Okay. And then we need to go perpendicular too. So again, trying to keep them all consistent. No, can't be over already. I think I'm leaving too much space. Let's go back through, see if we can add a line in between. Even there, I can feel it's like tenser because I'm trying to split the difference. Oh. Holy cow. All right. Now, connect the dots. So this is supposed to be like start and finish. And the idea is you try and draw a straight line all the way to the dot. And you have to get used to spanning long distances. See, that one wasn't as straight. Let's try and go corner to corner. That was pretty good. Oh, that one's got a little hitch, little hiccup, little hitch. And it's giddy up. I think that's what they say. Old timers. Oh, again. See, I'm just pushing. I'm just going for it instead of like trying to focus. See? Okay, let's do a short one. There we go. You just need a little run up. It's not bad. It dipped a little bit. Let's see if we can do this again. Also kind of helps visualize it too, right? Like you're, okay, going here, wah, go. Still a little squiggly. But I think that really does help, to be fair. So like if we're going ultra short, Ultra short Maybelline. Maybe he's born with it. No, he's not. He's not born with it. Okay. Do a few more. Let's just keep going. Fill up the page. Practice. Overshot. Overshot the goal. Out of bounds. There we go. That was a good one. 2 for 2. Oh, see, I wasn't aware of the edge of the paper. See, so that's another thing about learning, don't put so much pressure on the table because then you're guiding along this edge here into nowhere. Whereas if I would have practiced, I would have felt that. Maybe. Just, yeah. That's fun. Okay. One more thing that I want to do before I'm going to use this because it's going to be scrap. So I just spent half an hour doing those. Let's see if I can. Close enough. Okay. We've got dark, light. The object is to use parallel lines to create a gradient practice. That's what we're doing. Similar to hashing practice, gradient practice. And we just start to, if this is the midpoint, parallel lines only. Right? Got to work on having a gradient, dark to light. Shading is key. Got to be able to shade. Okay. Not full lines for the light side. Ooh, maybe. Is that cheating? Maybe. Come on, parallel. There you go. Okay, so that is a not so great gradient, I think, actually. I want it more dynamic, and I want the medium more in the medium. It feels light, medium, dark. Not even really dark, though. Right? Like, up the line weight, maybe. Eraser bits. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I think I was too passive about it. Need to make sure I'm actually pushing the pen down. It's too light. Ooh, squiggly line. Okay. Yes. That's a much better gradient. All right. What do you think of that? Oh my gosh, 20 minutes of exercises. Okay. So that's where we're going. We're growing. Back from the beginning, back from the start. As more subscribers happen, obviously we're still going to do the stickmen, stick figures, the stickums, stickers, whatever I'm calling you guys. 1 subscriber equals 1 stickman. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for sitting through that or sketching along. If you did sketch along, I want to see it. Show me what you got. We can chat about it. We can talk about it. Obviously, I'm learning with you and figuring out how to develop and grow these skills, so that way we can get to the story and the writing and the great big grandiose things. So thanks for stopping by. I will see you guys tomorrow.